It's not morning. That way is west. It's actually very, very late in the evening, like almost 5 o'clock already. Sometimes I hate living so far north. But as you can see, we got more snow and it came with a lot of wind. So these dogs are thinking we need to blow some snow. It all came with about 40-mile-an-hour winds, and for a lot of it, it was like almost 20 below zero Fahrenheit, plus the winds on top of that, so cold. It works nice to push the edges along the shop with the front bucket. Your snow pusher, whatever you want to call it, the thingamajig at the front. That's enough for tonight. It's been a couple hours. Like I mentioned before, I got a little bit of an early morning. I'm gonna take off, got a big day tomorrow. You guys are gonna come with me. But for right now, I gotta go in the house and thaw some steak out because Isla insisted we eat steak tonight. And I'm not gonna argue with Isla on that. I think that's actually a pretty great idea. So I will see you in the morning. All right, good morning. What town in Iowa?
Ocheeden.
Ocheeden?
Highest point in Iowa.
I thought we were in Harris.
Ocheeden.
Well,
I think I said Harris.
right in between.
Harris is over there.
Yeah,
So Ocheeden is
Ocheeden's right over here.
We're the same distance from either one. Our addresses.
Is it really the highest point in Iowa?
The Ocheeden Mound is, you can probably see
Wait,
it.
no, it's Hawkeye Point.
Now it is.
I don't believe that.
no heated topographical disputes on my channel.
Sounds good. Sounds good.
Edit that.
Oh no, I don't edit anything. They get everything.
Beep, 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 beep. No,
We've been here since 91, since we moved here.
and you're third generation.
Yep.
So these kiddos will be fifth.
Pedley Holsteins.
Yep.
And what was the name of the town? Ocheeden?
Oh, cheated.
Did I get it right?
Yeah. We used to use a hip lifter.
Bedded
What
nice and
what
tea.
causes that? Why are some Holsteins red like that?
Oh, just their genetics. So it's a red Holstein breed.
Ooh, one right there too.
And then yeah.
Oh yeah, another one.
Mama could technically be black and white, just as long as she has the carrier gene. They don't need one on anymore.
This one's quite a bit bigger.
Yes. Yeehaw, yeehaw. Polydomes are awesome for this part of the world because they're like 15 or 20 degrees warmer on the inside.
They kind of soak the sun up and keep the wind off.
Yep. Just a little igloo insulation, but then in the summer, we gotta pop the back. We usually put like a cinder block or a brick or something to get better ventilation because then they're a little bit warmer in the summer.
Excuse me, could I speak with you just for a moment?
This is a good picture for all the difference in feed, right? So lactating cows, just like any animal that lactates, they need a lot more energy to produce milk. So their diet looks a lot different.
So there's more energy in the feed
more
ration that they're getting.
Yep.
A lot more silage,
Yep,
okay.
compared
More
to
haylage.
and haylage,
Yeah.
and probably just protein concentrate and versus your heifer and dry cow ration. I don't want to say like filler, like they're still getting their energy needs, right?
Right.
They're
It's just different.
growing. They just
Yeah.
don't have as big of an energy need as the lactating.
There's a big old red one.
I love red. I love red cows.
Yeah, they're cool. We haven't introduced Erica yet.
No.
Erica is a veterinarian.
Yes.
And explain what you do for this farm and for a lot of other farms.
Yep. So I'm a dairy and feedlot veterinarian in Southwest Minnesota. So I work for Southwest Veterinary Services, which is a partner with FBN. So we consult for FBN on the livestock side. So that's how this came about. And we're here today at this dairy, which I come to every 2 weeks to preg check and do herd health work to make sure everything's going good. And we were just checking a dry cow. So dry cow means she's not milking anymore. She's getting ready to calve. So they come here for about 2 months before they calve and just relax, let their udder tissue take a break and be big and pregnant. And then when they calve, they'll enter the milking barn again. And that's when we get the milk from them for cheese, butter, fluid milk, ice cream. You gotta get all garbed up.
I gotta do this?
You gotta get all Boss? Are you right or left-handed?
I am right-handed.
Okay.
Thrill of a lifetime.
Huh?
Thrill of a lifetime.
Okay, so
That's what she thinks too, huh?
in vet school, we all learn with our non-dominant hand. 'Cause way
Non-dominant
back in the-
hand?
Yeah, because way back in the day when they had the big computers,
Everybody
essentially
used
for
their left arm.
ultrasounds, they had to use their right hand to drive the mouse and the computer, or their dominant hand.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So, and they've never changed. So I'm right-handed, but I preg check left.
Okay.
So you can do whatever you want.
We breed cows with our left arm.
I better do it lefty then.
Okay. All right. You put this baby on first.
Plus, I eat with my right hand. Keep the coat on, or should I ditch the coat?
Ditch the coat.
Ditch the coat.
yeah.
It's too thick. Onyx, you're not going to do this?
No, it's gonna go to like here on me.
Yeah, well, that's how it works.
You both arms.
Put the glove on
Glove on both.
on
Get 'em
both
on
hands. Okay.
Lube.
Cow lube.
Cow lube. So these cows will get checked at 30 days pregnant, which hopefully we can find some so I can show you on the ultrasound if we have time. So you can see like the little baby. Like,
Should have
Yeah.
Jackson going.
I mean, humans don't get
walk
checked
the
till like
north
8 or
side.
9 weeks.
Right.
So we see it just a little peanut. And then again at about 60 days. And then again at 150 days. And then they'll get dried off about 60 days before they calve.
Okay.
And they are pregnant 285 days, which is about the same as a human. So 9 months.
Okay. 9
Yeah.
months.
So these gals are on vacation.
Yeah.
They're on vacation
2
right
months.
now. So
2-month
do you,
vacation.
do you have to check
Pedley Hilton.
all of these today or now? Or
Nope. These are all, they got the ticket over here, so
you're just
they
jumping
don't
right
need,
in there?
They don't need anything.
No, they don't need to be checked
I need my
again.
stool.
Oh, come on, Shorty.
I'll
Try a
go
different
get it
cow.
for you if you want
Will
me
you?
to.
It's in the back of my truck.
Sure, I'll get it.
Try a shorter cow.
This one isn't far enough along. Well,
What do you
okay,
mean?
Shorter cow.
Well, let's
Because that one
Okay,
was,
so how do you keep them from kicking you?
oh,
You don't.
they usually don't. So I let them know I'm here. Hi.
Oh, okay.
Usually take them out to dinner first,
Yeah.
Yep.
and then
Yeah.
because he's not gonna be able to feel this. I just feel Kyle will eat it.
So I'm in business with that one.
You're in business.
Did you clean it out in there for me?
No, I left it all for you.
Thank you. You gave me some. Hey, that seems a bit excessive. I don't know.
Hey, you gotta be gentle. You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay.
Yeah. Don't hit the wrong one.
Yeah. The
Okay.
top one.
Okay.
go to the A-hole, not the
And you
B-hole.
can hold your tail to pull with your other hand.
What am I digging for?
Okay, so go to
Deeper.
about here.
Okay.
Just go as far as you can go, and then feel.
Down.
Okay.
No alarm in there.
Do you feel anything? There's a big foot, like right here. And you'll feel like the 2 hooves, or the 2 claws of the
Maybe
hoof.
not in deep enough yet. I'd go up to your elbow.
Now I got it.
Nope.
Feel it?
Now I got it.
You feel it?
I think so.
Okay.
Don't
Oh, yeah.
pull the calf,
Okay,
though.
so if you can feel the 2 toes,
Okay.
try to pinch in between the toes.
Try to pinch in between them.
And the calf will go like this. If you feel the
Find one of the, grab one of the feet. Or,
Yep.
Yep.
And you should feel 2 toes, right?
Yep.
Like look at their feet.
Yep. I got it.
Be gentle.
Yep.
Yeah, and then pinch in between and it'll go.
I mean, it's moving.
Yeah.
It's not like pulling back, darting
Sure.
away from me, but it's moving.
There's not a lot of room in there.
And so we were just checking to see if they're pregnant by
Yep.
reaching in there and physically feeling for a calf.
Yep.
Yeah.
So there's both that way, just by physically touching, or hopefully if we have time, I'll show you my ultrasound where I can see a picture, just like people, of the baby.
Now, which do you normally do it manually the way we just did it? Is that like that's still the best way to do it?
When they're further along, because it's easier to feel, because you could feel a calf.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
But when they're shorter bred, like that 30 to 60 days, we'll do an ultrasound.
Okay.
It's the same with like people don't start showing until
Right.
they're a little bit bigger.
Right.
You can't really feel.
You can't
the
tell
baby.
if there's a mouse-sized calf inside.
You can. It's just it takes a lot of technique and a lot of practice.
Well, you can't from out here.
No, not from under.
Right.
No. Well, this one you can feel the foot a lot better.
And that's going to be like a much bigger calf, right?
Yeah, and like further up. So the bigger they get, the closer they
Only
get.
about
up.
2 weeks bigger.
The hot, like, oh, when you say up, like higher?
Yeah. So like as they get bigger,
Okay.
they start to like come up.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Yep.
So the head and 2.
Are they close? It's easier. You're shallower when you go in to find them?
Yes. They're closer up.
Okay.
because they're getting closer to the birth canal. Like when a baby drops, like
Yeah,
in a human.
sure.
Same thing, just opposite direction.
Oh, hang on.
It's just shit, man.
After you do it, do they always do that?
Not always. Sometimes.
Because the other one did it too.
They just want to get everything out of their ear.
Yep. And it doesn't hurt them. I can't. The,
Oh,
head,
yeah.
the head is tilted to this side.
We should have showed him pictures first.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Show pictures when we're done.
Cool.
That is kind of cool.
Good. There you go.
You guys calf tonight?
I
Thank
said
you.
I give her 12 hours.
12
Should
hours?
we make some bets?
Because of that, that's kind of a tell, obviously.
Yeah, sure.
Usually a heifer calf is earlier than a bull calf.
Yeah.
Oh.
Usually, not always.
Not
If
always.
it is a heifer, you need inside.
It's sex semen, so it should be. You knew it was coming.
You said you milk about 350 right now?
We usually milk around 300, but we got like 350, yes.
Okay. Twice a day or 3 times?
3 times.
3 times.
This will be the second time today.
Those are happy cows.
Not upset about being in here when they're chewing their cud and looking at us. Sure.
They're just hanging out.
Antiseptic that gets applied to clean the teat, right? Because they're cows. They
Is
live
that
in a
like,
barn.
is that an iodine?
Yep, iodine base. And then they'll strip a little, so they'll try to get any of the milk, leftover milk that's maybe in the end of the teat from the last milking to get that out. So it's probably not a very viable milk to get into the bulk tank. And then also they're checking for mastitis when they do that, because we don't put mastitis milk in the and if she needs to get treated. So the contact time is really important for that iodine-based antiseptic to kill any of the bacteria that's on the teeth.
You're letting it sit there for a little bit.
Yep. And then they'll wipe it off, because obviously we want to wipe it off. And that also stimulates the teeth to help with milk letdown, just like a calf sucking on a mama. And then they apply the milk to her. And off she goes, and you can see. So cows usually milk for 5 to 7 minutes.
5 to 7 minutes, 3 times a day.
2 to 3 times a day. And we can get anywhere from 60 to 140 pounds from them.
Per day.
Yep, teeth on average probably, what's your herd average right now, 90? 90 pounds?
90 pounds?
Yep. Dairy nutrition is such an art, like it's
Yeah.
fine-tuned. I don't know. You really have to know what you're doing and how to balance the cows to make sure that they're at their optimum health.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'd assume you have a nutritionist that's out here all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we also DHI test. Once a month the tester comes out and test them so we know how much they're given. Your fat and protein.
So they're rationing all their nutrients exactly to what the cows want. I don't have that. I just grab pizza at the gas station.
So you can see like across, we were bumping 100, and you know, now it dipped down to 88, so that's probably where that feed change wanted to come in, you know.
And that's pounds of production each day.
Yep, per cow on average. So like, you know, in September and October, that's when we probably started getting into the new silage.
Yep.
And that's probably when maybe the energy levels were different than we thought it was.
Sure.
So we had to adjust so we could get them to milk. You know, your first lactation girls, to make sure that they're taken off appropriately, and then you kind of compare that to second and third. You know, your third lactation cows are going to milk the best because they're just the most mature.
So these ones are coming back from milking right now. And then this is where they'll hang out and eat.
Yep.
They come back to fresh feed and comfortable beds to lay in.
So this is like a virtual reality game you're playing. They're using sand bedding, I see.
Sand bedding, so it's pretty much like the highest comfort style barn you could have for dairy cows. And they pile it up kind of in the center to keep them from crawling all the way through or laying too far forward.
Sure.
Because you want them to lay so they poop here
Yep.
and not where their udder is.
You don't want them to shit the bed.
I've never thought of it that way, but 100%. This one?
So you can see they're comfortable over here laying in the beds.
752 right there.
752, what about her?
Would be Grace's granddaughter.
That's Grace's granddaughter. Now Grace is a cow that we talked about.
That'd be her first calf.
Okay.
That would be her second daughter or first daughter, I think. Grandpa,
There's
which
the
ones
head.
were really high producing that you
These
would
little
want?
mouths.
Okay, so you're watching the same thing I'm seeing.
Mouth,
52 one of them?
Yeah.
kind of its little nose, its little, whoop.
652 and 672.
There's its eye socket. Sometimes they'll open their mouth a little bit. There's a spine.
So even though you're using ultrasound,
Yeah.
you still have to go in.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, their body wall's too thick, so their repro tract is like right here.
Okay.
I mean, when they're super pregnant, you can probably bump a calf where you like push and you can feel the baby, but they're just way too big, way too thick to go
Sure.
from the outside.
Okay.
You can test with blood or milk, and that's probably going to be the future.
You said,
Yeah, you can
test the,
pregnancy.
sure.
Yep,
Okay.
with blood or milk.
Sure.
Yep. So there's fewer and fewer veterinarians, and that technology gets better and better.
Yeah.
I bet I won't be doing this in 10 years.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yep.
Well, I'm glad I got the chance while it was
Yeah. Well,
still
just-
the way to go.
The testing's gonna get better and better, which is great. Who are you? Little heartbeat.
Yes.
Its head is
There's a
to
little
the
heartbeat right there.
Yeah.
Its head is to the right, and then you kind of see little nubbins.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Fans. So we don't care about them right now because it's cold, but in the summer we have fans for heat abatement to cool the cows, and then a sprinkler system. So these little sprinklers, water lines will mist the cows in the summer to cool them down. It helps with evaporative cooling, gets them a little wet.
And I'd imagine the side curtains, do they open up in the summer?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, it feels great in here because you'll have the natural ventilation
Right.
ventilating, and then the fans directing just moving air on the
You
cows.
like summer or winter more as a cat?
They like
like
50 degrees.
50, right in the middle. Spring or fall?
50 degrees is the magic number that cows
Spring or
like?
fall, yeah.
Sure.
One of the 5,000. One of the award winners.
One of the award winners.
Production and genetics.
Production and genetics. And there was 3 of them, right?
5 of them.
5 of them, okay. This is one of them right here. That's a famous cow. Grace's granddaughter.
The rumination and pedometry. So the rumination is that blue thing
Okay.
on their neck, and then the pedometer is the thing hanging down.
Hanging down. So that's counting the steps she's taking every day. And then on their ear tags we've got mom and dad
Yep.
and date of birth,
Yep.
and then just an ID tag.
And official. So a herd number, so 705, and then an official ID. We call it an 840 number, which is like registered as with the Holstein Association, and then as a U.S. national number.
Okay.
So dairy cattle, especially if they move, they need to have that number for traceability.
Okay. She has a name with her number on your registered papers. Hey. Now look, you made a mess. This one's got a personality.
She's gonna eat her
Hey.
cow.
You're just gonna test it, huh? So that's monitoring the temperature of your bulk tank right now.
That way when the milk inspector comes, they know.
And I suppose
And when it washes,
yep.
see, it washes.
Is
Change
that's from
change that
washing
every
the
week.
tank?
Yeah.
Okay.
And that paper stays on there so they can see it.
When the
and
milk
then
is
they
cold,
replace
it should always be in the green there.
If the tank gets too warm, then what happens?
You could have to dump it if you don't notice it.
Yeah, sure.
Otherwise,
Which is why you're always monitoring it.
Yeah, otherwise somebody's gonna fix something.
the National Farm Program. So it's implemented AMPI, essentially working with a veterinarian, making sure there's protocols in place, that everything's going well and we're doing the right things from an antibiotic standpoint, welfare standpoint. So it's a good program. Make sure we're all on the same page.
This water goes through, comes out over there. We use the water for washing down in the parlor. It's usually like 70-degree water.
So it's the same water you're using to chill the milk as you are then to wash the parlor down later.
And what don't go in the wash down tank goes out there and cows drink it.
Oh, okay.
Love warm water.
Sure.
It all gets reused.
Yep. It's used multiple times through the operation.
Keith has heat detection and, well, I guess rumination and pedometer collars. So they track rumination of the cow and then pedometer, so like how much how active they are.
And that's tracking each cow.
Yep, every single cow has one.
Every
So you
single cow
see
has a collar.
all their numbers. So it's individual information on how they're doing. So it can be helpful for health events, right? If they stop ruminating, something's going on. When a cow goes into heat, her rumination drops and her activity level goes up.
Just type 566 in up there.
Was she in like super heat?
Well, she was.
You know right away which cow is going to be the good example to use.
Go to the bottom right.
This one?
Yep. There you go.
Okay, so there's a big increase in activity and then a drop in rumination, which kind of
they're
makes
in
sense
heat, yeah.
because she's probably not going to be eating.
Meaning she's busier during the day, but she's not producing as much milk.
No, so the rumination is just their gut activity in their rumen. So it's,
Okay.
if they're ruminating, it's a good indicator that everything's going well, or just, you know, they're at status quo, right?
Okay.
When they go into heat, they're so busy running around
Yep.
from the activity level of the hormones that they pretty much stop eating because they're so busy running around.
Okay.
So
Which is why the green spike goes up and
Yep.
the
The
and the purple
activity.
one goes down.
Yep.
Yep.
So this is a flag indicator, like, look, she's in heat, so it's time to breed her.
Okay.
So I kind of explained earlier how I'm a partner, our clinic's a partner with FBN, so they actually purchased Prairie Livestock Supply from our clinic. It'd be 2 years ago now. So that's how they entered the livestock space.
Sure.
So, you know, historically we know FBN for seed and chemical and like a data agriculture company.
Right.
And they wanted to get into livestock, so they acquired us. And with that, you know, we're your general livestock supply company as FBN, but then they're also looking into feed. They have some really cool feedlot data that we're trying kind of a different ration formulation,
Okay.
which improves average daily gain, feed efficiency, and cost per pound, which is really important when corn's $7-8.
So they're doing data on the livestock side now as
Yep.
well.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, I totally, and I think that's where Prairie Livestock Supply and FBN kind of aligned. And Keith can talk to this, even though he probably won't want to. Our clinic and PLS were always early adapters, and I think it was the producers we work with are also early adapters.
Sure.
So it just kind of fed off of each other.
Yep.
Like we're always want to try something new. We want to make sure we're reducing the cost as much as we can, improving animal comfort, welfare, productivity, kind of always striving for the best.
Yep.
And I think that's where, again, FBN and us really align, that we just want to continue to get the best technology and resources to our farmers to make them better. And so they're still here. And so I can watch Keith pass it to his grandkids, and I can work with his grandkids someday.
Sure.
And that's what's important to me.
Whatever you said.
Whatever I said, yeah.
There you go.
Shy.
You're good.
But
You're
yeah, so no, FBN's
is true.
been, it's a disruptor, right? I think we all know it's
Yeah.
a disruptive
Yeah.
company, but I think as a clinic, we've always appreciated disruptive practices because they're usually the ones that come up with really cool stuff.
Right.
And it makes it fun.
Some out of the box thinking.
As a veterinarian.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. It makes it really fun. So definitely one of the more controversial things that I get asked as a veterinarian, and I think Keith as a dairy producer, is why we take the babies away from their mamas. So the most obvious answer is, you know, we are getting milk from the cows, right?
Yes.
So typically, like a beef cow, the milk would go to the baby, but we're harvesting the milk for human consumption to feed the world. So that's why they get separated, so we can start harvesting their milk. But to me, the more important thing is the disease and the individual calf care. Holsteins aren't always the best mamas, and I don't know how to say that without hurting feelings, but they're usually not very attentive to their calves. And so when we individually house them like this, we know how much they're eating, how much water they've consumed. We can see if they're scouring or if they have any respiratory disease. It's very individualized calf care, and I think that is where we can make it a better life for the calf.
So it's really boiling down to the calf's health itself.
Yeah. And,
Yeah.
and when they're alone, you know, it's like sending a kid to daycare with 5 babies all in one tiny spot versus an individual area for that baby.
Yep.
The disease pressure is going to be different. And this baby doesn't really have an immune system quite yet, so to keep it with her mama probably isn't going to be very good either with all the pathogens she'd be exposed to. So it's different. I know, again, it's kind of a hot topic to take them away. I know in Europe They are doing some studies where they keep the baby on the mom and kind of have like a retrofitted system where the cows are still getting milked while they're trying to nurse their calves. But
Sure.
just the disease piece of that really makes me nervous. And you gotta think, you know, beef cows, we have out on pasture 2 acres, you know, per head, so they have all the space in the world, where we really can't manage dairy cows like that without milk costing $12 a gallon.
Sure.
So, it really comes down to an affordable food source for the world.
That's a pretty sporty coat you got on. Hey, what are you eating? What are you eating? Oh, really? Well, that was an experience. It's always fun to go tour some of these farms, but thanks to Pedley Holsteins, to Keith and Barb and Erica and all the kids and everybody that was out here, we had a lot of fun. Onyx didn't want to put his arm in a cow.
No,
But he got to take the day off from school and he came down and he learned some stuff on the dairy farm with us. So I enjoyed it. Thank you to everybody. Sincerely, we got a box of cheese too.
Yeah.
That's the coolest part. You can't have any though because you didn't put your arm in a cow.
I'm not the biggest fan of cheese, unless it's just regular. I don't
Not
like
the biggest
pepper jack
fan.
or anything.
Get out. Get out. Cheese fans only in this truck.